Good night, world. It's Ivan Mare. It's 8 o'clock. Hope you guys do my video this morning. Yeah, I just took a shower, so that's why I look a bit fresh. Yeah, today went by so fast. I was off today, and now it's 8 o'clock. I gotta go to bed in a couple hours, and I work tomorrow at Dinty's. I work Thursday, I go 40, and I think I work Friday too. I get Saturday off. Yeah. So I watched the David Wood Alex Connor debate, and I also saw Sam Shamoun's video, how he said some apologists told him that David Wood lost to Alex O'Connor and all stuff. All you apologetics guys who know about David Wood and all stuff. I saw the debate, and I thought in the opening statement and the rebuttal periods, David Wood did very well. Alex O'Connor also did very well with his counter. That was like a tie. But in the cross-examination, David Wood let Alex O'Connor dominate the conversation by having him ask him all the questions. And then the moderator told David, "Hey, David, do you wanna ask Alex questions?" David was like, "No, it's okay." So David Wood let Alex O'Connor dominate the conversation in the debate. Like, David, why would you do that, man? You made him let you look like a fool by doing that. Yeah, hence why, in my opinion, David lost by a bit. The only reason why I think David lost is because he didn't have the opportunity to ask Alex questions in the cross-examination. He let Alex dominate the cross-examination. Hence why, in my opinion, he lost. But he didn't do terrible, as Sam says. He did very well, David. He did a good job. But he let Alex dominate the cross-examination. Hence why I'm going to give it to Alex for the debate. So I'm sorry. And David Wood doesn't have the amazing speech eloquence that Sam Shamoun and like Shabir Ali have. Alex O'Connor also has amazing speech eloquence. He knows how to wire you with his rhetoric. And yeah, David Wood does not have. David Wood, when he debates, he looks very nervous. He's a little sloppy with his speech. He doesn't have amazing eloquence or rhetoric. Whereas Sam Shamoun and Shabir Ali and like Alex O'Connor, they have amazing rhetoric, amazing speech eloquence. Just like I have amazing speech eloquence and rhetoric when I speak, because I have an amazing personality. I'm sorry. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. I want you to apologize when you're king, because my dream job is to be a movie star, not to do apologetics. Apologetics is fun, obviously, but people are like, Ivan, you should do apologetics. I want to see you debate and all that stuff. I know, but I'm not going to do apologetics when I'm king, man. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I want to be a movie star VJ. Yeah. What if people challenge you to a debate? If someone challenges me to debate, then I'll gladly do the debate. I can easily rent my own venue with like 5,000 fans, 5,000 people, and yeah, and all that stuff. I can easily rent my own venue. And if I did do a debate and I rent my own venue, I wouldn't charge people for the debate, because I'm not doing a debate to make money, right? That's how you know I'm a humble guy, obviously. If I did do a debate and I rented my own venue, I would have the first like 5,000 people who sign up get to go to the event. You have to sign up in order to go to the event. But I wouldn't charge you guys for the event, obviously. I'm not going to do apologetics on the king, man. I'm going to be a movie star VJ, obviously. So I'm going to talk a little bit about apologetics, and after that, I'll talk more about Skiv source and also, this video will be refuting anti-Trinitarian doctrine. Okay? So in the anti-Trinitarian camp, you pretty much have two views. You have Unitarians who believe God is one person, obviously, and you have modalism who believe God is one person, but he has different modes. He's the Father, and he has the mode of the Son as a human being, and he has a different mode as the Spirit. And there's the Unitarians who believe God is one person, and that Jesus was like the plan of God. Jesus was God the Father who became flesh. That's what the Unitarians believe. And the Spirit is a spirit of the Father. Yeah, it boggles your mind that they believe that. If you believe in anti-Trinitarian, you have a lot of problems in the Bible. The passages don't even make any sense, man. Because people, one argument that anti-Trinitarians use, obviously, they say, where in the Old Testament does the Bible teach the Trinity? Where in the Old Testament does it say God is multi-personal? I'm like, in the beginning of the very beginning of the Bible in Genesis, there is proof that God is multi-personal. And I'll show it to you. Yeah, obviously. But a lot of Christians, because they don't know the scriptures, they don't know how to answer the question. Because a lot of anti-Trinitarians, they ask the Christian, where in the Old Testament is God multi-personal? When you can find passages in the Old Testament where God is multi-personal. In the very beginning of the book in Genesis, God is multi-personal. Let us make man in our own image. So who is God talking to? I'll get to that in a minute, guys. Yeah. Okay, so Genesis 1:26. I'm going to read from let's read New King James. I like New King James, right? Okay. Okay. I'll start from verse 24. Notice how it says, then God said, let the earth bring forth living creature according to its kind, and cattle, and creeping things, and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind, and it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So notice how when you read the passage from Genesis 1 all the way to verse 26, it says God. It says God. It says God. It doesn't say gods. It says God and God. So this is talking about one God. But if you keep reading in verse 26, it says, then God said, let us. So in the very beginning of the Bible, in the very beginning of the Bible, obviously, the Old Testament is explaining the unity of God and the personalization of God. It says God, which represents the unity of God, and then later on when you read verse 26, God is talking to someone else who is also God. But notice how it says God, not gods. So in the beginning of in the Old Testament, you got the unity of the word God, and you got the multi-personalism of God when he says, let us make man in our image, which means God was talking to another member who's God. Let us make man in our own image according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea. You guys see what I'm saying here? And in verse 27 it says, so God, again, so you get the multi-personal personalization of God when God says, let us make man in our own image. And afterwards you keep reading and it says, then God, unity. And that there right there you get the Trinity. And that refutes the anti-Trinitarian doctrine. So I'm saying, huh? No, Ivan, God is one person. So when God said, let us make man in our image, who was he talking to? Was he talking to himself? So God is a schizophrenic God who talks to himself. Let us make man in our own image. He's talking to what? A figment of his own imagination. You know how silly that and stupid that looks? Let us make man in our own image, in our own likeness. Yeah, you see how silly that sounds? And you expect me to put my trust and salvation in a God like that? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? A schizophrenic God who talks to himself? That's how silly the anti-Trinitarian doctrine is, man. It's so silly. You make the Bible into gobbledygook if you believe in anti-Trinitarianism. In the very beginning of the Bible proves the Trinity. It starts off with God, 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 unity, one God. But later on, you get progressive revelation. Let us make man in our own image. The Father is talking to the Son and the Spirit. Why? How do you know the Father is talking to the Son and the Spirit? Because when you read the Bible, it says the Father is the head of Christ. The Father is the source of the divine nature, so it makes sense. The Father is the one who said, let us. The Father was talking to the Son and the Spirit. He said, let us make man in our own image. And then later on, the passage continues, then God. So you get the multi-personalism from let us, progressive revelation, and later on it continues with God, 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 one God, but multi-personal. It makes sense, guys? Yeah, that makes sense, yes. And that's how you destroy the anti-Trinitarian doctrine, Ivan. Samsara? Yeah. So let's read. Okay. Oh, I don't like NIV. Let's read New King James. You like New King James? Yeah, I like New King James. Where's New King James? I'll just read King James, right? If it's there. There it is. Okay. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I want you to realize that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is a man, and the head of Christ is God. So if the Father is the head of the divine nature, the divine source of the nature, he's the one who obviously told the Son and the Spirit, let us make man in our image, because he's the head. He's the divine source of the nature. And that proves it from this passage, right? So you read the very beginning, to all you Christians out there, if an anti-Trinitarian asks you where in the Bible, where in the Old Testament does God doesn't prove that God is multi-personal, it's right in the beginning in Genesis. You don't have to go to the passage in the angel Lord, that's a bit confusing. Go to that passage in Genesis where they can understand better. Okay, look, man, when you read first chapter 1 all the way to verse 26, it says God, 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 God. So the Bible is clearly saying that God is one, is one, obviously. But then you get later progressive revelation in verse 26 when God is now talking to another member that's also God. Let us make man in our image. And later on it continues, God, God, God created this, created that. Samsara? And that proves the unity of God and the multi-personalization of God. And that's how you refute the anti-Trinitarian doctrine, Ivan. Samsara? No, Ivan, God is one. So God was talking to himself when he said, let us make man in our image. So God is a schizophrenic God who has mental issues. He's talking to a figment of his own imagination. Let us make man in our own image, according to our own likeness. God's talking to himself, and you're expecting me to put my faith and trust in a God who's schizophrenic? Are you kidding me? That's how silly the anti-Trinitarian belief of having God being one person is, man. The passages make no sense, and it's gobbledygook. And what? And I would never put my faith or salvation in a God like that, man. No way would I put my faith and salvation in a God like that. Who talks to himself, who's schizophrenic, who's talking. What is God talking to his own imaginary friend? We're gonna create the universe together. You know how silly that sounds? Yeah, that's how what? Unscriptural the anti-Trinitarian doctrine is, obviously. Some Sarah? Yeah. I will not put my faith and salvation in a God like that, man. No way. So all you anti-Trinitarians, you're expecting all those Christians, obviously, who believe in Trinity, obviously, to put our faith in a God who talks to himself before creation. He's talking to his own imaginary friend before he creates the world. Who's schizophrenic? You're expecting us to put our faith in a God like that? Are you kidding me? That's what you're saying if you believe in Unitarianism or moralism. I'm sorry, the passages make no sense. The only true logical choice is to believe in the Trinitarian doctrine, which is obviously scriptural, obviously. I'm sorry. So even that's the passage you would use, yes. Because I've seen many debates where a lot of Christians, a lot of anti-Trinitarians, they try their best to get the Christian to prove the Trinitarian doctrine from the Old Testament. Obviously. And a lot of Christians, because they don't know the Bible, they can't answer the question when it's right there in the beginning of Genesis. It starts off with God created this, God created that, which represents, so it says God, there's one God, the unity of God, but then if you keep reading, you have progressive revelation. God's talking to someone else. He says, let us make man our own image, which proves that God is one in one sense, but he's multi-personal in another sense. Does that make sense? So the Father is talking to the Son and the Spirit when he says, let us make man our own image. And how you know it's the Father, in 1 Corinthians 11:3, it says, the Father is the head of Christ. The Father is the head of the Trinity. Because he's the Father, he's the source of the divine nature. So, Sarah? Does that make sense? Yeah, that makes sense, yes. Sam's right, you should do apologetics. You're funny, you know how to make arguments. I know, but I'm not doing apologetics, Sam. I'm gonna move start with vision, obviously. Yeah. Obviously. And that's how you refute the anti-Trinitarian argument, Ivan. You refute it easily. Yeah, there you go. That's how you refute it. All I have to do is just bring up that verse. It's a refutation. You can't get around that passage. If you're telling me that God is unipersonal, that means God was talking to himself before he created. You're telling me God was talking to himself before he created the universe. And he's schizophrenic. He's talking to his own imaginary friend. Let us make man in our own image. He's talking to his own imaginary friend before he creates the universe. And you're expecting me to put my faith and trust in a God like that? Are you kidding me? The passage not makes no sense. It's gobbledygook, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. This video will only be an hour, guys, because it's getting late. Yeah, it's already 8:37. I don't want to make a too long of a video because I have to go to bed soon. I have work tomorrow at 8 at Dinty's. Yeah, I work all week again, man. I work tomorrow, Thursday, I think Friday too I work. That's crazy. Ivan, thank you, man. So yeah, next time if an anti-Trinitarian tries to stump you Trinitarian, you Bible believers, right? Who believe in the Trinity, obviously. Just quote that passage. It's a refutation. The anti-Trinitarian can't answer that without having God be a schizophrenic God who talks to himself. And you make God sound like a crazy person who talks to himself before creation. He's talking to his own self. That's schizophrenic, man. Yeah. Obviously. Samsara? And why would you put your faith and trust in a God like that? Come on, guys. Are you kidding me? Don't hate me, son, yeah. Yeah, no, enough about apologetics. Sky's Container will be the best brownie anime industry. Barrett in Hollywood. That's why all the Hollywood actors are going to beg me and my wife to resign them. Because my company will be Barrett in Hollywood. Yeah, man. Barrett in Hollywood. Yeah, man. Barrett in Hollywood. Barrett in Hollywood. Yeah, man. Sky Source. We Barrett in Hollywood. Higher paying work, better perks. Oh, so that's why VJ cries me, because VJ doesn't want to miss out on this life, man. That's why she's so desperate. She cries me because she knows she got duped by the Gates. Gates duped her, man. She's fucking stupid. Even though I'm in Hollywood, I'm rich, man. I sold out. The Gates control my money. They're never gonna let me be successful. Yes. Whereas Ivan, even though he's poor, he has the keys. His keys are worth a lot. And he wrote his amazing book, and that's billions for him. I want a piece of that. Yeah, she wants a piece of that. I want a piece of his billions. I want to be featured in a magazine. I want movies like that. I want to be featured in a commercial with him. I want a little close shot of him. I want a piece of his billions. I want to travel with him. I love him. I want to be with him. I want to see a light. She's fucking crazy. Yeah. That's why she cries. Because VJ knows she got duped by the Gates. She's fucking stupid, man. Oh my god, she got duped. Because I didn't get duped. I may be poor, but I didn't get duped, man, VJ. You got duped, and that's why you're crying at me, because you know you want me to get you out of Hollywood, because you know you messed up, man. You messed up bad, yeah. That's why you're crying at me, man, which is fucking annoying. Yeah, man. I'm gonna ignore you, VJ, because every time, even though when you cry to me, I know you're gonna keep seeing the guys in band after that. And that's why I'm sorry, man. I can't take you seriously. That's why I ignore you every night when you cry to me. Don't hate him, man. Because you're fucking annoying and you're evil, man. You destroy my sleep, and after that, you go fuck eyes after that. And she wants your full cake because you're fucking crazy, man. That's why I ignore you. Because you're gonna keep seeing the guys in battle on my back. I didn't do anything wrong. There you go. But I'm gonna get my girlfriend. If you're pissed off, BJ, I'm sorry. It's too bad. Karma's a bitch. There you go. Don't hate me. I was like, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Scars with Brent Hollow, guys. I made many videos. You guys understand why my combos out of the water. I guarantee you all the executives in Hollywood, when they see my videos, like, holy shit, man. When I even started at Scars in the studio, we can't compete this company. Yeah, you can't compete with my company. You can't compete with my company. Yeah, man. My company's better than Hollywood. I can pay more easily. Because the Hollywood companies are limited in the back end. Because some of their movies can lose money. Some of the movies, like Hollywood movies, can lose money for the movies. That's why the back end deal is it's not 100% guaranteed for the actors. Whereas for my movies, the actors will get their money because my movies are guaranteed going to make billions. Because me and VJ are special. We're the Spirit of God, Son of God. The whole bar movie has just billions in profit. That's why the actors can get paid more money. I can pay them more. Because my box office for my movies are in the billions. I don't know, 8 billion I make off Xanus, 4 billion I make off 4.5 billion I make off The Great Escape. I have more leeway room to pay the actors bigger royalty chunks of the back end points. I can pay them more money for even the front end money because my budget's bigger. But the agents are really gonna try and get a piece of the back end because they know the back end's in the billions. Whereas the front end money, it's limited because Ivan has a budget. He has to be careful for his budget, obviously. Like, for the base, I'm not paying any actor any more than $51 million. Otherwise, they're going to drain my budget. I can't afford to pay an actor any more than $51 million. It doesn't matter how big the guy is. I'm not going to pay an actor any more than $51 million. But I can give you a nice piece of the back end if you're really big. Like Keanu Reeves for The Great Escape. If he shows, I can give him a nice $135 million royalties. The way you keep Keanu Reeves happy, he's not pissed off. Because I know if I pay Keanu Reeves just his $48 million, he'll be pissed off. Like he want, yeah, Ivan, man, it's not fair, man. You're making all those billions and you're only paying me $48 million. It doesn't hurt to give Keanu Reeves a nice piece of the royalties, the back end royalties. But if he gets greedy and his agent gets greedy, and he wants like $200 million, I'm like, no, man, I'm not paying Keanu Reeves that, man. You guys are getting greedy. Ivan, he's big, man. Do you know how big Keanu Reeves is? I'm like, I know he's big, but compared to me, he's puny and small. He's not getting any more than $135 million of the royalties. I'm not paying more than that, man. You guys are getting greedy, man. I know you guys are greedy sharks. You smell one in the water. You want to suck more money out of the box office. This is my final offer. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to go back to Hollywood and make less money. I mean, left behind my offer. It's a deal. I mean, yeah, here's a good deal. Some sour? Evan. Yeah. Still got like 2.5 beers left. Just nice, obviously, right? Do not let the agents and managers in Hollywood dupe you, Ivan. They're greedy pigs. Some sour? Do not let the agents in Hollywood dupe you, Ivan. They're greedy pigs. Some sour? They're greedy men. All the agents are, yeah, don't worry, I'm going to try my best. They're going to tell the actors, don't worry, I'm going to try my best to make sure you get a fat paycheck. And the agents are going to do their very best to get their actors a bigger paycheck. But what I'm paying you is enough. You don't make this in Hollywood, guys. You're getting greedy, man. Like, Russell Crowe's agent, if he shows him, he might want $100 million. I'm like, no. Russell Crowe gets $55 million for the back end for the James movie. I'm not paying more than that. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. So I'm sorry. He signed a $100 million deal, a $91 million deal Canadian, a $100 million deal. It's a massive contract for him, yeah. Yeah. Does Hollywood pay more sometimes? Yeah, obviously. Sometimes Hollywood can pay more, but it's very deceptive because in Hollywood, even if one actor makes a lot of money, it's only that one actor that got that money, whereas everyone else gets the peanuts. Because Hollywood, they don't have the kind of budgets I have. And their movies are not doing the kind of money, the kind of profits my movies are doing in the box office. Hence, they're very limited in how much money they can pay the actors. There's a reason why actors in Hollywood negotiate for gross deals. Because net deals, they won't see any money because the Hollywood companies net very little. Unless the movie does $1 billion plus, they net a lot. But if the movie does $700 million, $600 million, they make very little, if no nets at all. Whereas gross, the actors can get a nice piece of that because it's money before the fees. So the profit that's made before they have to pay all the fees, the actors get a piece of that, and it's not affected. But that's why actors barely negotiate for nets in Hollywood, because they know they're most likely not going to see a big paycheck for that. They have to negotiate for the gross. Whereas for my company, the actors are getting a piece of the nets, because the nets for my company is in the billions, in the billions. It's in the billions, man. Yeah, man. It's in the billions. Yeah. $3 billion, $4 billion, $5 billion. I can easily afford to pay the actors with $100 million, $50 million, $40 million, $30 million, $70 million, $180 million, $200 million if the guys are really big. Yeah, because of the profits me and VJ's movies are doing is in the billions. The game's in the billions too. The merchandise is in the billions too. That's why I can afford to pay the actors more money. But for the merch, I'm a lot cheaper with the actors. Because you don't want to do a thing where you give an actor $100 million of the royalties for your movie, and you also give them $100 million for the merch. They're ripping you off, man. You're overpaying them. The box office, I'm willing to pay the actors a bigger chunk of it, whereas the merch it's a much smaller amount. The way they don't dupe me. Because you don't want to do a thing where you overpay the Hollywood actors and they dupe you, man. But at the end of the day, Peter is right. The world is mainly buzzing with the movie because of me and VJ, not because of them. They help build the buzz, and they make the movie better. That's why I'm paying a lot of money. But they're not me and VJ. They're not as big as us. Hence why I'm not going to have them do me and overpay them. So I'm saying, and they know it too. Yeah, we know it, Ivan. Yes, you know the world's mainly buzzing with the movie because of me and VJ, not because of you. You're help building the buzz, obviously, a little bit, and you're going to make the movie better. That's why I'm paying a lot of money. But the world's mainly excited to see me and VJ, not you. They're excited to see the actors a little bit, but they're mainly excited to see me and VJ. They want to see me and VJ, King Ivan, Queen VJ, in the fucking movie, man. That's why we're the boss and we get paid the big bucks. The bigger bucks, right? Some Sarah? Yeah. 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 I mean, how much do you think you'll make off your Zane's book? 10 to 14 to $20 million of the book I make around that. I might make my 20, my 14, maybe, I don't know, maybe 14. I think maybe 14 million I make off the book around there. And that's enough money for me and VJ to start Sky's Entertainment with our own cash, me and VJ. Yeah. Some Sarah? And that's why the kids want to control your brand, Ivan, because they don't want you being that rich with VJ, man. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ivan, I'm envious. I don't want you being a multi-billionaire with VJ, and I don't want you getting her all fresh as alive and smoking out with Wayne Beauty. Because the Gates don't want me getting VJ fresh. They want me to get her trash and garbage. And they don't want me getting her with a glowing beauty. Because with the glowing beauty, she's even hotter than she is now. And I'm hotter with a glowing beauty too. With a full-grown beard. Yeah. Yeah, it pisses me off, man. You fucking king with your hot wife, fresh, small, hot glowing beauty, and you're that rich, man. You're a multi-billionaire living that life. You're trending, and you're a fucking famous movie star, and you're making your billions on your movie. Original game, that's gonna piss me off if they're envious. That's why they want me to sell. Well, I'm not selling, man. I have the keys. I have to sell to you, man. Don't hate me, saying, yeah. Zero. The money off the books for me, immediately. It's not for you. You're just a greedy pig, man. You're a greedy psychopath, man. You're not touching a dime with my book holdings. So there you go. I know it's scary to die. I'd rather wake up 1 minute and have you do like that, man. I have power over death. I'm God. I'm the source of life. I have power over death. Even if you kill me, I'm going to come back to life 1 minute later. I'm not going to do that, man. No way. I'd rather wait 1 minute and have you do like that, man. Yeah, man. You're going to dupe me. The Gates. If I sell. So, Sarah? Don't want the Gates to dupe you, Ivan. God gave you the keys. You don't have to sell to them. And you don't need to bow to them. You can open your own door, Ivan. So, Sarah? Yeah. Yeah. Some Sarah? Yeah. 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 Ivan, you're crazy, man. You don't have to pay Peter $1 billion, a $1 billion deal. I know, but I want to keep him happy. That way he works harder for me. Because I know me and VJ are gonna make our billions off the movie. So if I give Peter like maybe $200 million, he'll still accept my deal, but he might not work as hard for me because he's not getting paid as much money. He's a multi-billionaire. I can easily afford to pay him a lot of money. I can sign him to his $1 billion plus deal. But if he gets greedy and wants more money, I'm not paying Peter any more than that. He'll accept my deal, obviously. He'll never make that in Hollywood. He makes like his 150, 200 million of the royalties in Hollywood, Peter. I paid him $850 million of the box office. And $200 million for the merch. Or seven. If I make $14 billion, Peter gets $700 million of the box office and $200 million for the merch. But no money for the game. He still signed as like 1.2 something billion deal. Walking with like 600, like 50 million is back. A massive contract, Peter. It's a huge contract for him, yeah. It's a delight. That's a massive contract. That's a lot of gold, like right now. We have a lot of gold. A massive contract for him, yeah. Yeah, and Zane's will be massive. I showed you guys the demonic characters right in my last video. Yeah, man, Zane's will be an amazing movie. You'll see that in my book. I wrote an amazing book, man. A masterpiece. Every time I read, I'm hooked. I laugh. I'm hooked. This book is sick. Yeah, it's a sick book, man. I wrote an amazing book, man. Yeah, man. When you write more books when you're gay, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I highly doubt, though, because once I'm a movie star and I'm making all that money, I don't need any more money. VJ might want to write a book, maybe. I don't know. I highly doubt she will because she's lazy. My VJ, you ever think of writing a book? I don't know. I might write a book, maybe. Yeah, I might perhaps write their unique. I don't know. But I highly doubt it. The money I make off movie merchant games enough. Me and VJ don't need more money, man. We're making our, I don't know. Me and VJ might make our, 17, 18 billion on movie merchant game. 17 billion bucks. We don't need more money. That's enough money for us. We don't need more money. Because, yeah, even the money we make off the movie merchant games is enough. We don't have to invest our money in other businesses. Yeah, we're making more enough money. We don't need to invest our money in any other businesses. Because we're making enough money off our Sky Source company, right? Yeah, so more than enough money for us. Yeah. So for the Great Escape, you'll have Matt Damon. Yeah, I want to do a thing where I have Matt Damon and Ben Affleck in the same movie because they're best friends. It would be cool to have them in the same movie. So instead of having Matt Damon compete with Ben Affleck, I'll have him be my first choice for one of the couples. But Matt Damon ends up getting killed. My idea is he almost escapes with his wife, but he ends up getting killed, and me and Vita are the lucky couple who escape. Obviously, the big criminal organization. If Matt Damon's worth $7 million by them, I can pay him his $16 million base, and I can give him a $7 million bonus. That's a good deal for him. That's a $21 million deal. Obviously, sorry, a $23 million deal for his base. 16% is 23, right? Yeah, 23. You can give him $29 million in royalties, Matt Damon. That's a good deal for him. Wow, you're paying Ben Affleck $75. Yeah, Matt Damon, because Ben Affleck's bigger than you, man. That's why I'm paying more money. You're not as big as him, and you get paid less. You still sign like your 50+ million deal, your 54, 55 million deal, which is like a 40 million deal in your American money. You're walking away on like 20 million in your bank, man, Matt Damon. That's a lot of money for you. You're just greedy. I mean, that's good deal for me. I would make this in Hollywood. Yeah, Matt Damon, you don't make this in Hollywood. I'm sorry? And Ben gets his 37. 23 million salary, 14 million bonus, and 75 million on the back end. You can pay him his like 6 million for the game. And he gets like, I don't know, 4 million for the merch. Yeah, Ben Affleck signed is like 123, 124 million deal, which is like, I don't know, I don't know, a 90 million deal in American money, whatever it is. 80 something million deal in American money. It's a massive contract for Ben Affleck. He doesn't make that in Hollywood. He makes like his 20, 15 in Hollywood. That's a good deal for me. I don't even make his in Hollywood. Yeah, he'll make his in Hollywood, Ben. It's a good deal for him. And you got the perks. But I'll have Robert Downey Jr. and Denzel Washington compete with him. Because Robert Downey Jr. is also good for the Big Boss, too. I can picture him as a Big Boss. You can picture him as a Big Boss. Yeah, he's good, too. But Robert Downey Jr. is bigger than Ben Affleck, and you have to pay him more. You have to pay Robert Downey Jr. like his one, like, I don't know, 17 million of the back end, a 25 million salary, and like an 18 million bonus, a bit more than Ben. Yeah. You pay him like 9 million for the game. You can give him like 6 million for the merch. So what did Robert Downey Jr. sign if he's chosen, right? More than what he makes in Hollywood, right? Let's say you pay Robert Jr. his 25, 18 million bonus. That's a 43 million deal for his base. So 43 plus 117 plus 9 for the game, plus let's say 6 for the merch. Robert Downey Jr. signed a 175 million deal in Canadian money, which is how much in American money? That's like 20-something million. Massive contract for him, obviously, right? That's more than what he made for Avenger, for Marvel. $175. So Rob Downey Jr. signed about a $123 million deal. $123 million after taxes is what? $120 million after taxes is, yeah, $123 million after taxes is 70-something million. So Rob Downey Jr. is walking away with like, I don't know, 8 million in his bank after taxes. A lot of money for him, yeah. About 70 million, 68 million in his bank after taxes. That's a lot of money. 70 million in his bank after taxes. 68 million in his bank after taxes around there. $67 million in his bank after taxes. That's a lot of money for him, yeah. Yeah, around there. Yeah, he doesn't make that. That's more than what he made for Marvel. Rob Downey Jr., I heard, is getting paid. He's getting paid like $100 million for Avengers. Doomsday. Yeah, so he's making more than what he's making for even Marvel, man. Yeah, he's making a lot of money, Rob Downey Jr., if he's chosen right. But Rob Downey Jr. is a greedy pig too, Ivan. Be careful for his agent. Because Rob Downey Jr. is big and he gets treated like a god for Marvel, and Marvel pays him the big bucks, he might get cocky and want $200 million. I'm like, no, Robert, you're not worth that, man. He's like, Ivan, you know how big I am? Yeah, Robert, you may be big, but you're not me. I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to give you a $200 million religion. You're not worth that. You get 117, that's good enough. You don't like it, you want one word Hollywood. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, you have a good deal. Does it come with perks, Ivan? Yes, it comes with perks. You get to fly on my private jet. You get your 24-hour room service, your luxury buffet. You stay at the suites during training. 24-hour limo services. You know what I'm saying? You get to do tailways in my yacht. Tailways in my nice 800 in a house. 650 in a house. In my nice office with a beer and a drink. Yeah. When I do the tailways in my office, I'll have the actors drink liquor. You can only have maybe like 2 glasses. So, hey guys, you can drink liquor, but I don't want you drinking any more than 2 glasses. I don't want you guys getting drunk. And in the yacht, the actors have like 3 beers. So we do a table where the actors have beer, we drink the beer, we do the table with nice fucking perks. Being driven on a yacht in the ocean, doing table, that's nice perks, man. Nice perks. Yeah, better perks in Hollywood, right? Yeah. Almost done here, guys. Yeah, I do not like these Hollywood actors, man. They're greedy pigs. So I'm saying the greedy pigs, man, young man. They're greedy animals, those guys. Agents are greedy. Yeah. So some agents might act cocky. Yeah, they're all cocky. Like, oh, you know how big I am, Ivan? Yeah, you may be in Hollywood, guys, but you're not me, man. You're not me. And I know you may be big in Hollywood, but when you're in my movie, you're not the main show. And so you don't deserve any more than this. You're getting greedy. Because I know Rob Downey Jr. is a greedy pig. The amount of money Marvel pays him is insane, man. It's crazy. That's how I know he's greedy. He's greedy, Rob Downey Jr. He's a greedy pig. Yeah, but Rob Downey Jr. is one of those actors who takes all the money for the Marvel movies. He's the guy who gets paid the big bucks for all the Marvel movies. Rob Downey Jr. in most cases, right? Yeah. And everyone else gets peanuts. He takes all the pie ever. Because Rob Downey Jr. is making $100 million for Avengers Doomsday, that means all those other actors are making way, way, way less than him. Maybe one or two actors are making good money. Everyone else gets the peanuts, like $1.5, $2 million, $3 million. Because Rob Downey Jr. took all the money. Yeah, it's a monopoly. Because Hollywood can't afford to pay all the stars or consistent rich millions like my company, because they don't have the kind of budgets I have. And their movies are not doing the kind of money in the box office that my movies are doing, right? Get the picture, guys? Yeah. Yeah. So Scarlett Johansson's greedy too. Yeah, Scarlett's greedy too. Be careful for Scarlett Johansson, Ivan. She's a greedy pig too. She might want 100. I'm like, Scarlett, you're not worth that. You get 80 of the back end. But I was like, what the fuck, Ivan? You're paying Scarlett more than me. Yeah, Scarlett's bigger than you, man. That's why I'm paying her more than you, man. Yeah. Scarlett gets 80 of the back end, and I can pay her the same salary as Ben, but I can give her a bigger bonus. Pay her $23 million like Ben, but I give her $15 million instead of $14 million. I pay her a bit more, but she's worth like $50 million more than Ben. Like, what about a $50 million salary for Scarlett? I'm like, no, I can't afford to pay her that. She's not worth that. She gets her $38 million deal, Scarlett, for a base. That's good enough. She doesn't make it in Hollywood. In Hollywood, she makes like her 20, 15 in Hollywood. Yeah. That's a good deal for Scarlett, right? Scarlett Johansson? If she's chosen, yeah, it's a good deal for her. And all the actors are like, holy shit, man, Ivan's calling bulls out of the water, man. All his Great Escape stars signed massive deals. Yeah, they signed massive contracts. Yeah. Matt Damon signed like his $55 million deal. John Krasinski signed like his $56 million deal. Brie Larson signed like a $25 million deal. Paul Bettany signed his like $25 million deal. And Keanu Reeves signed his $200 million deal. Ben Affleck signed like his $122 million deal, $123, $126 million deal. Scarlett signed like her $128 million deal, $130 million deal. Yeah, they all signed massive deals. And all the Hollywood executives are blown like, holy shit, man. We can't compete with that, man. Ivan's paying all his Great Escape A.S. actors their fucking fat contracts. We can't afford that. Yeah, Hollywood can't afford that. That's what my comment with all the water is. It's the new Hollywood. It's better than Hollywood, man. It's the new Hollywood, yeah. Better than Hollywood. Since me and Weege are going to own a big film studio, man. A big film studio. So, Sarah? And that's why they're all going to beg. Even the Great Escape stars are going to beg, man. They're going to beg, man. Yeah, man. They're all these A-listers are begging. I'm like, holy shit. All these powerful actors are begging me to resign. This is crazy. And they're all begging, Ivan, please, man, can I be your next movie, man? Please, I don't want to go back to Hollywood, Ivan. Please, man, you saved my ass. Your company blows out of the water, man. Like, I don't want to work in Hollywood, man. I want to work for you, man. Please, Ivan. Please, please. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, you can cry all you want. You can even cry. You're not good for their unique. You're not good, Samsara. Yeah, but they're all going to beg, man. Even Tom Cruise, if he's chosen, he'll beg too. Because he knows my company's better in Hollywood. I can pay him more, man. He knows I can easily pay him more and give him better perks. And I saved their asses, man. They were saved. They don't want to be left behind. They don't want to go back to Hollywood. They're going to be left behind. That's why they're all begging. I know my company's better in Hollywood. Ivan, I know you think I'm joking around. I'm not joking around, man. Can you please resign, man? I don't want to go back to Hollywood, Ivan. I want to work for you for the rest of my life until I pass away. I'm like, no, guys, you're not good for the next movie. With Cage Applins in there, you're not good. I'm sorry. You're not good. Yeah. Yeah. How much we made the Great Escape for? 700, maybe 720 million. 720 million, maybe a bit more. I have to put a bit more money into the movie. That way I can afford to pay guys like Matt Damon their salary, right, and their bonuses. So I can put 720 towards the movie. Because if you want to have Matt Damon on board, you have to pay him too, right? It's 16 million and 7 million bonus. So you have to put money into the movie. That way you pay him, obviously. Pay him a good salary. But I'm not giving Matt Damon any more than 29 million in the back end. If he's worth his 80, I can give him his 30, 31, 32, like John Krasinski. But because he might be worth maybe 70 by the time I do The Great Escape, he doesn't get any more than 29 million in the back end. That's a good deal for Matt Damon. He makes like his 12 in Hollywood, right? That's a good deal for him. That's a good deal for me. Sign me up. This is more than what I'm making in Hollywood. Yeah, this is more than what I'm making in Hollywood, Matt. So I'm sorry. It's a good deal for him. Yeah. Does it come with perks, Ivan? Yes, it comes with perks. We got the perks too. Get sponsored with free clothes too. For the magazine promo photo shoots, right? Yeah. I sponsor all the actors with their clothes for the magazine promo shoots. All paid for from the company. You get sponsored without your $1,000 dress shoes, your nice like $3,000 suit, your nice like $300 shades, like high end like brand shades. I'll pay for it, yeah. Yeah. That's why Scotch will blow out of the water. I mean, Will The Great Escape be a masterpiece? The Great Escape might be a masterpiece, or it might just be a good, fun, entertaining movie. It's going to be a good movie. The Great Escape might be maybe an 8 out of 10 movie, where Zane's is like a 9.7, 10 out of 10 movie. It's a fucking masterpiece. Zane's will be the better movie than The Great Escape, but The Great Escape will be a highly entertaining movie because I have a lot of big stars in it. That's why it's going to have crazy wide buzz. That's why the 8 hours are important, because they bring more value to your movie. That's why you're looking at a sick movie for The Great Escape. They're on the run from a criminal organization, but looking at a sick movie. Yeah. Non-stop action. My idea is it starts off like 30 minutes of the movie is us, we can't find jobs. You get the sad theme like Company Men and Ben Affleck, right? Then we end up accepting the job when we train the company, and like 2 hours into the movie, that's when we're on the run. And for 2 hours straight, it's non-stop action on the run from the criminal organization. It's a fun, entertaining movie to watch. A sick movie, yeah. It'll be rated R too, The Great Escape. Rated R movie, yeah, rated R. Yeah. Or maybe 16 plus. Maybe 14 plus, 16 plus, The Great Escape, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Well, they're going to be swearing in it, so it'll be rated R, right? Whereas They're Unique, I'll have it be maybe 14 plus. Or PG-13. But if They're Unique is PG-13, it will be cheesier. Obviously, so I don't know. Yeah. Almost everywhere, guys. Yeah. So like Robert Downey Jr., if he's chosen, he might be offended. Yeah. When I offer him 118 million in the back end, he might be pissed off. Like Ivan, like, you know how big I am, man? Like Hollywood pays me the big bucks. He might want more, like 150, 200. I'm like, Rob, I know you're greedy. You may be in Hollywood, but you're not me, man. I'm sorry. I know you're pissed off. You're not me and VJ. I'm not gonna overpay and have you rip me off. The world isn't really buzzing about the movie because of you. They're buzzing about the movie because of me, VJ. It's not you. You help with the buzz because you're a big powerful actor. I'm not gonna pay more money, man. You're getting greedy. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, you have a deal. I don't even make this in Hollywood, Ivan. Yeah, you don't make that in Hollywood. You signed a $175 million deal. But because of the rates, he's affected. But if you think of it in the bigger picture, my company's blowing out of the water because even though it's in Canadian money, I'm still paying them a shitload of money. It's a $175 million deal. Because they happen to live in the States, they're affected by the rates. But if you think of it in the bigger picture, sense, my company's blowing out of the water. These actors don't sign these kind of contracts in Hollywood, man. Yeah, Tom Cruise sounded like a $270 million deal around there for his deal, right? If he's chosen, I don't know. Let's say you pay Tom $51 million, he gets $185 million of the back end, $16 million for the game, and like $13.5 million for the merch. Yeah, you sign a $265 million deal. About a $266 million deal, or almost a $270 million deal. Tom Cruise does not make $266 million in Hollywood. He makes like his 12-20, and sometimes he might get maybe 50, 80, 100 million in royalties. So this is way more than what he makes in Hollywood. It's a deal, Ivan. Yeah, he signs that contract, Tom Cruise, if he's chosen. Yeah, he doesn't make, I don't make this in Hollywood. Yeah, you don't make this in Hollywood, Tom Cruise. That's a deal. A $266 million deal. Holy shit, that's a massive contract. Yeah, $266 million deal is like a $200 million deal in what? In American money. No, Tom Cruise signed a $266 Canadian deal, which is a $186 million deal in his American money. Tom Cruise does not make $186 million in Hollywood. He's making more than what he even makes in Hollywood. Yeah, $186 million deal. It's a massive contract. That's like $100 million in his bank after taxes. Tom Cruise is making like $100 million in his bank after taxes around there if he signs that deal. 102, 103 million in his bank after taxes. That's a contract for him. He's getting paid. Some saying. And all these actors for The Greatest Ape, when they sign that contract, they're like, Ivy, and I'm like, what? I'm like, you're signing us to this massive deal and there's no strings attached to the contract? I'm like, what? You think I'm a dirty businessman? No, I'm not going to make you do anything or pay. You guys get your freedom with me, VJ. All I ask is that you work your ass off for me and you destroy the role. Yeah, I don't worry about it. They destroy the role. And they work harder for me than what they even do in Hollywood because I pay them when I'm in and I save their asses. And I also give them the freedom. Don't forget that, right? You make all that money with me. You experience that glorious sense of and you get your freedom, man. Freedom. The smell, fresh air of freedom, man. Which is nice. It's a nice perk too, right? Because I'm clean. I'm not dirty like the gates. We're going to terminate the points on making our money, some Sarah. You know. So that's how it works for the payment system, yes. The bigger ASUs who are worth their 70, 80, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, around those guys will get their like 27 million to their like 37 million max. But the guy's worth like 90 million, that guy can bargain for maybe 35, 36 million. 95, 37, 38 max. If the guy's worth 100 million, he can negotiate for his like 38, 37 plus. 40 million around there. Then 110, 40, 42, 43, 44, 120, 45, 50, and then like 53, 54, 55 if he's a bit bigger. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. And the bigger guys get their 60, their 70, their 80, their 90, and the really big ones get their 100 plus, 90 million, 90 million, 90 million, 85 million plus, 90 million, 95, 100, 110, 117, 115. The bigger guys get their 120, 125. And the ones who are even bigger make even more, like 130, 135. And the really, really big guys can make their 150, 160, 180, 200, 250 million if it's Dwayne Johnson. So, Sarah, if they're chosen, right? Yeah. That's how it works. Some Sarah. That's why Scott's will be in Hollywood. Anyways, here's for guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It's Zodman. I'm signing out. Peace. I hope you guys know this amazing show about refuting anti-Trinitarians and my amazing Scottish company. It's Zodman. I'm signing out. Peace, guys. Bye. Talk to you soon.